Hello and welcome back to Glory Hounds. We will be starting issue 2 today. So yeah, let's try to see if I can recap really quickly. So Alex, our protagonist who's in the middle, recently lost his job after sleeping in after being involved in a, well, not being involved, but being present for a failed robbery. And technically he did help to stop it. And with the help of the guy on the left, I forgot their names, their superhero names, well, their hero names. No, it's Dawn and Hound, but I don't remember who's who. But yeah, it's been a while, I'm sorry. But yeah, anyways, so after he lost his job, the guy on the left offered him a job to basically, I guess, be his sidekick in a way. And, because he's, I'm assuming, saw potential in him. So yeah, I'm assuming this episode, well, this issue, because it's, you know, like a comic book issue, we'll see how he gets his uniform or stuff, I guess. I think it also introduces, like, one of the biggest characters that you're gonna see in this comic, in this story. But yeah, I'll leave that for, you know, for when they're introduced. Anyway, so yeah, without further ado, let us begin issue 2 of Glory Hounds. I believe it's called A Whale of a Tale. Yes, see? Glorian Hunden, A Whale of a Tale. Also, because I am not Dutch, I'm probably not going to be able to pronounce the things correctly. So yeah, issue 2, A Whale of a Tale. I did look over Red's video, so I'm going to try to pronounce things better this time. Somewhere underwater. Well. If 'tisn't the catch of the day come swimming home at last. I forgot these are pirates. Not like y'n't have a dirty uniform, Ishmael. What gives? Have a rough go of it out on the 7 seas? Don't give me your... Seize your blathering, you big ball of feathers. Tisk, I blather because I care, me hearty. Ye had us all worried, truly, even the captain. Of course, then we took a gander at the news. The bloody news? Do you mean to say the captain knows? I personally understand why you'd be wary for a couple of days after, of course. Running from the law ought to be quite difficult on those stubby little legs of yours. Why, you... But breaking our code of honor in the first place, Mocharo, that'd be breaking his whole heart. Why don't you quit poking your beak into places it doesn't belong before I pluck your feathers out one by one and stuff them in a pillow? And just how be ye making those funny squiggly sounds? Oi, touch my feathers and you'll be sorry, fish breath. Asshole. You did not just say that. I'll have your head on a pike, you hear? Shut your beaks, both of yous. Boss. Dearest Captain, whatever do you need? Ishmael, me laddie, I thought I made myself very clear when I took you in. Pardon me, Captain, I still be trying to get the swearing thing under control or old habits die hard. Har. You're hoisting the wrong soil, boyo. Cursing be one thing, but... This here crew don't take too kindly to feckless, unprovoked violence, see? Holding a little lass at gunpoint like that don't reflect too kindly on us, men of the sea. Any lesser captain would settle for no less than hanging you up by your fins or having you key-hauled. You're really in for it now, Ishmael. But, seeing as this is your first gaunt or the great line o' the syndicate rulebook, the great Ahab's willing to let this one go. Really? Really? On one condition, lad. See, I got a grand job planned. Absolutely grand, and I need all hands on deck for this one. And seeing as the big guns are in the pillory, that unfortunately means you lot. And a word of warning to the weak and wary though, cross Ahab again, and key hauling will be just the start. Thank you, Captain. You won't regret it. I swear on me heart. Don't go thanking me yet, you sorry sacks of scales. We pull this one off, and every cent you earn's gonna go to fixing that little old lady's store. Until then, you'll be swabbing the poop deck. Are you kidding me? I wasn't even the one that smashed up the place. It was that blasted hound and his spotted friend that did the deed. And that wouldn't have happened if you listened to me for once in your life, Sonny. Now would it? You said it, Captain. Captain? Who's the new fella in the corner over there? Or ticket into the place we're fixing to loot. What's your name again, lad? Camo. Augusti Camo at your service. Camo? No, Camo. He's right. You be saying it wrong, Ishmael. Obviously it's Camo. It's Camu. Why does no one get it right? Stop wagging your tongues. Get over here and listen good. We got a job to do. Ooh, a heist? Ye be planning? On the verge of collapsing. My bones are aching, my vision's blurry. Whether it's because I'm just that exhausted or because my body can't take much more punishment, I don't know. But every time I hit the mat, it gets just a little comfier and just a little harder to get up again. Again. The bird looming over me looks none the worse for wear. Of course he doesn't. I haven't been able to hit him once, after all, even after he promised Raoul he'd go easy on me. Are you just going to lie there with mouth agape like a baby bird? Give me a moment. This is life or death situation, Dusk Hound. Criminals are not going to wait for you to make return flight from Dreamland. He's supposed to be Russian, so I'm doing the accent. I just think I sprained. I push myself off the mat and immediately yelp in pain, falling right back down. My entire body. And you will keep doing so if you do not keep your guard up in hand-to-hand combat. Paying attention to opponent is as important as punching and kicking. If you do not... He shakes his head. There are worse things than bruises. With all those scars, I'm inclined to believe him. I sit straight up, panting all the while. How are you not tired yet? I'm like half your age. Body is simple. Take care of it in early stage. Then in old age, it will take care of you. Your body might be a temple. Mine's more of a garbage disposal. Then see me as sanitation company. You must learn discipline. I carefully weigh my options. Alright. Promise not to break any bones. I will do my very best. I get back on my feet and assume the stance he's been trying to teach me all morning. Keyword here being assume. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, hands raised at eye level, shoulders up, chin tucked, legs wide, knees slightly bent. Reminds me of the boxing lessons I took as a kid. Of course, those didn't prepare me to fight a deadly bird with more battle scars than my dad's old car, but I doubt anything could. Your form is... He pauses, scrutinizing me. Adequate. Coming from him, that almost feels like a praise. He takes a similar position himself. Fighting is very much like dancing. All about anticipating your partner's actions and reacting in turn. Then when guard is down, you strike. Not sure I've ever seen a dance that involves, striking. Master Bervar said similar thing long ago. Did you train him too? He nods. For years. He was interested in learning, dedicated. Very insistent on talking much like you. Made funny sounds when hitting Matt, much like you. He chuckles. I'm so used to him being serious at this point that it feels unnatural, like a sound that should simply not exist. You trying to get me angry? I am trying to make you punch instead of talking earholes off. Alright, you asked for it. Here it comes. Dusk. Punch. I take a swipe at his smug little face. Without skipping a beat, he catches my fist in his claw, locking it in place. I try yanking it away, but he's got a firm hold on it. God, he's strong. This man could fold me like a chair. Tell me, what went wrong? I, hesitated? No, we do not announce attacks. Master Brevard may be living in a cartoon world, but we fight real criminals. So wise not to scream attack names and faces. Noted. Good. Can you let go of my hand now? He narrows his eyes. No. Pretty please? Prettiest of pleases have no effect on me. Opponent immobilizes your arm. What do? I throw another punch with my free hand, but that one gets snatched up by Milo as well. He wasn't even looking at it. Correction. Both arms. He stares me down while I wriggle in place. He's enjoying this. Clock is ticking. Alright, fine. I take a deep breath, pull back my legs, and then bring my knees forward as hard as I can, right into his groin. It's like hitting a brick wall. He doesn't flinch, but he does let go. I stagger backwards. Good thinking. Ineffective, but good start. I look up at him. How did you not... What? Feel pain? Internal testicles. Species and anatomy of opponent is very important. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. Not the answer that I was expecting to hear. Well, at least I wasn't expecting him to be this blunt about it. What are yours? He tapped his beak. Strengths? Carrion crows have sharp beaks, made for tearing flesh from bone. Evolution dulled nature, but not beak. Exercise caution when aiming for head. He pauses. Would not want you to lose fingers. Whoa, morbid. Have you ever had to... No, I am not barbarian. I'll still be keeping an eye on that beak of his. I hope you are not always this easily frightened, Dusk Hound. Just wondering how Raoul turned out so happy-go-lucky when you're over here warning me about folks who might chop my fingers off. Master Brevard is idealist. To him, he cannot perceive danger. It does not exist. He is lucky to be skilled and resourceful. He shakes his head wistfully. Still has much to learn about self-preservation. You have that in common. So, why aren't you his sidekick? You'd be way more helpful in a fight than I could ever hope to be. He looks away for a moment, knitting his brows. I'm expecting him to explain, but he stays silent for a few long agonizing moments that give me the impression that I just gravely offended him. I am only fit enough to teach, not to fight. I think this might be a sensitive topic. Hey, for what it's worth, I think you're an excellent teacher. He focuses on me again, despite his stern expression. There's a funny little twinkle in his eye. I am best instructor in Batavia. I will teach you everything I know. You are not allowed to die under my tutelage. I don't know whether that's a promise or a threat. In turn, I only ask one thing. Shoot. Keep Master Bavar safe where I cannot. That's what I'm here for, right? I mean it. He may be a smart inventor, but he is not brightest bulb in crayon box. I'd correct him on that idiom, but I don't want to end up on the mat again. I didn't know the two of you were so close. I just figured you were his butler. I am many things. Bodyguard, teacher, mixologist, legally allowed to officiate weddings. Butler is one of them. How far back do you guys go? 23 years. And it's been a hell of a ride. I hear the hiss of the automatic doors shutting behind the Rottweiler as he struts into the room with the biggest of grins and a large, colorful notebook. The amount of stickers on it would make an elementary school kid jealous. Is that glitter? Oh wow, it is. A container's worth of it at least. Sorry I'm late. I had some work for the company to attend to. How's our new recruit doing, Milo? About as well as you did on your first training day. Youch. No broken bones as of yet, however. Well, that's good. Broken bones? It's a long story. Long story is he stubbed a toe on his way out of the training hall. Had to spend several days in infirmary. Anyways, he waves a notebook at me. We have something very important to discuss. I could honestly use a break. For a week. Teach doesn't seem to think that I've earned one yet, though. I can see Milo twitching ever so slightly from the corner of my eye. What about my training? The crow lets out a sigh. It would appear we are done for today. If the past week has been any indication, I think I'm in for another 5 consecutive hours of hearing about Raoul's heroic deeds. Training is important, but so is presentation. I tilt my head. Presentation? The people need more than just Protector's spot. What they need is heroes, icons. What they need is a symbol of justice that will strike fear into the heart of every criminal in the city. I think I know where this is going. Am I getting a costume? You can't fight crime wearing slacks, Dusk Hound. His grin widens as he slams the notebook on the nearest flat surface. He's even more excited than he was the other day during my 5-hour orientation. I'm not getting a gimp suit, am I? I took the liberty of creating some costume designs befitting your new identity. So that's what he's been so busy with the past week. No wonder he left all the fundamentals of my new job up to Milo. Did you design your own outfit? Sure did, it's my pride and joy. Oh no. I figured that'd be more Milo's area of expertise. I can hear Milo shuffling behind us, putting away our training equipment. I look in his direction. He seems to be dreading this just as much as I am. I made some revisions for combat effectiveness, but design itself is Master Bavar. He insisted on it. Oh no. You're not getting a carbon copy of mine. I believe a proper outfit should bring out your own unique qualities. That does nothing to ease my anxiety. Just keep in mind, none of these are final. We can always make a few little tweaks here and there. Thank God. Alright, show me what you got. Raoul leans in close to me, his shoulder touching mine. He's wearing the same cologne as last week in Mr. Brown's store. He opens his notebook and starts flipping through the pages. They're all filled with colorful drawings and pencil, markers, and crayon. The first few pages seem to be filled with prototypes for weapons and gadgets. Soon enough, he gets to the fashion doodles. He's going through them pretty quickly, but they honestly don't look too bad. He's got an eye for style at least. Now, seeing as you're new to this, I figured we'd give you plenty of protection and armor, to keep you safe. That sounds good. I may survive my first field assignment after all. He lands on a page with a drawing of me wearing... I was thinking something that's on the more defensive side, while still terrifying your adversaries. Really? That is the most over-the-top and ridiculous armor design that I've ever seen. Actually, let me hide this real quick, so you can get a good view of it. This really does look like it was drawn by a little kid. Wow. This is... quite something. Right? How do you like it? Personally, I love the pauldrons. He eyes me excitedly, like a kid showing off their latest art project to a parent. And I don't want to hurt his feelings, but this isn't gonna go on the fridge anytime soon. It looks pretty cool, yeah. I, like the thingies on the boots. You mean the axes? Yeah, wait, those are axes? I mean, don't you think it's maybe, you know, a bit much? He runs a paw across his chin. I suppose it might be just a tad tricky to move around in, yeah. Not to worry though, I thought of everything. I had a feeling that you might feel this way, so I took the liberty to draft up a few alternate designs. Mind you, they're slightly less developed and refined. This next one has a fewer bells and whistles and should let you move freely. Phew, I was a little worried, but thankfully he's got some self-awareness. I'm sure the next one will be a lot less. A lot less. Full stop. Let's take a good look at it. So basically he's a go-go dancer here. That is technically kind of how his uniform looks, isn't it? What even is this? Now, this one doesn't have quite as much protection. How does this offer any protection? But you'll be fast and flexible enough to dodge any incoming attacks. You'll be untouchable. I'll die of embarrassment before anyone even gets close enough to attack. Assuming anyone would even want to come anywhere remotely near me looking like that. I'm not so sure about this man's sense of style anymore. Do you maybe have something a little more... modest? Why yes, in fact, this next one may be a good middle ground. I think I felt less scared when I had a pistol pointed at my face. Behold! This is... I thought instead of something flashy, perhaps something a little more traditional would suit you better. Something typically Batavian. The anime eyes. He looks at me, tail wagging, and a big smile on his face. His eyes are twinkling like Lou's when they dig up a famous model's dirty secrets. Either he's lost it, or he's trying to pull some sort of prank. It is a pretty outfit, but I'll leave wearing dresses like this to William. I'm not a maid. He looks at me a little more seriously. Maybe this one is just a bit too ordinary. What about this is ordinary? He clears his throat. How about this one? A loose page falls out of a sketchbook. It's not me in the sketch, it's... Is this what people mean when they say fake it till you make it? Oh, how did that get in there? He snatches the page away before I have time to take it all in. I don't think Milo was kidding when he said that the boss was an idealist. Anyway, here's my final design. This one should have everything. Please, no more. I am vetoing this one myself. It's not even your outfit. It is a fashion crime I will not allow. If this one doesn't quite hit the mark either, I will have to go back to the drawing board. I actually have a lot of great ideas that we can still try. No, this man cannot be allowed to continue. I'm putting a stop to this madness right now. Give me that. I yanked the sketchbook away from the overly excited boss's hand. Raoul tilts his head and cocks an eyebrow. Marker? Oh, yes. He hands me a pink one. Perfect. I flip to the nearest empty page. Clearly, I have to take matters into my own hands. Well, if you want to sketch out some of your own ideas, be my guest. Let me tell you though, fashion design is not easy. Yeah, you demonstrated that clearly enough. I think I got this. Raoul gave me plenty of ideas on what not to do, but there were a few golden nuggets in some of the designs. I have some ideas. My hand moves all on its own. A little bit of this, maybe some bling over here, and... I'm doing it. I'm in the zone. This is gonna be great. Moments later, I'm pretty sure I've nailed it. Here, this should do. I hand the sketchbook back to Raoul. He seems genuinely excited. Alright, let's see what you came up with. I watch him with bated breath. I knew being a vigilante was going to be a tough job, but I had no idea that I'd have to avert a disaster of such magnitude this early in my career. At least everything's settled now. Or so I assume. No sooner had I let down my guard than I noticed a devilish smirk stretching across Raoul's face. He turns the notebook around and around in his paws. I see. Perhaps we could reinforce it here. Add a splash of color there. Yeah, that should be nice and comfortable. But would it be stretchy enough? Milo, a pen if you please. Milo tosses him a pen. He catches it without looking and immediately begins scribbling wildly. Are you gonna be alright? Alright. Please, Spot. You're talking to a fourth-time Innovator of the Year winner. My designs are at the heart of this very city. A little outfit doesn't scare me. The ones I've seen so far scare me plenty. Okay then. Let me know if you need anything. Happy to, He raises a thumb, not even looking in my direction. His tail's wagging so fast that I fear that he might take off any second. Help. Milo folds his arms. No sense getting through to him when he is in a state such as this. Inventor's frenzy. Does this kind of thing happen often? Once or twice every few months. Last year he was locked in room for 2 days. Wow, must have been important business. Trying to design a robot that makes soup. Soup? Had to force luck after Master Brevard set off a fire alarm. Took 3 weeks to get tomato stains out of carpet. Milo shudders, the feathers sticking out at the top of his head, bobbing left and right, like a metronome. 3 sentences and this story's taken more turns than a roller coaster. He clears his throat. Fancy coffee or tea? This could take some time. I won't say no to that. I can run up and make us some. No need. I will go. Don't you want to take a break? We were at it for a while. Hell, I'm pretty winded myself. Only reason I'm asking is because I could use a change of scenery. Only thing tired is earholes from constant talking. Making coffee and tea is one of my many duties as a butler. I do not neglect duty. I just feel bad making you do everything, you know. I do not feel bad. Get paid plenty for it. On the other end of the room, the screen flashes. I hear a soft ring. Milo gives a shake of his head, while Raoul refuses to look up from his sketching. Suppose coffee and tea will have to wait. What's going on? We have color. Accept coal. The screen flashes again. Hi, hello? Is this working? The video call's a little blurry. I can't really tell what I'm supposed to be looking at. Adjust screen, please. We cannot see you. Oh, still leave me, of course. There's some more shaking before Benna's face comes into view. Her glasses make her eyes look 10 times bigger than they actually are from this angle. Well, if it isn't Mimi, your feathers are looking quite radiant today. New shampoo, perhaps? Did you just say Mimi? Oh my gosh, Mr. DeRoy is there as well. I see you found the address after all. Oh, yeah, thanks. I did. Mimi? What is nature of goal? Is Mr. Dawn Hound around by any chance? It's quite unlike him not to answer my calls. He's usually so diligent about things. Milo's eyes flick to Raoul. For a moment, all we can hear is the boss's scribbling. Preoccupied. Nature of goal, please. Dearest Mimi, have a heart. Life's short enough as it is. One oughtn't spend it fussing, fretting, and grumbling. You'll get wrinkles. Life is too short for frivolities as well. Nature of goal. Now, I called you because we received a very strange card in the post today. Oh, I think I got that one too. Apparently there's some real estate scam going around. Were that only true? No, this one came directly from the Saltwater Syndicate. Now there's a name that I hoped I wouldn't hear again, though I suppose it was only a matter of time. She holds up a little red piece of paper, no bigger than a credit card. It has a cute little anchor drawn on it. A calling card. Good. I didn't see him stop sketching or move until he was standing right behind me. That it seems to be the case, yes. Glad you could join us after all, Mr. Dawn Hound. What's it say? She clears her throat. Ahoy, all me lily-livered mateys at Opeged. Batten down the hatches for the heist of you measly lives. Is this a calling card or a movie ad? The syndicate's coming for ye and yours, and ye best believe you'll be giving no quarter. All your riches will be ours for the taking, and that pretty little dress too. Impression is frighteningly accurate. I can't disagree there. They fit all of that on a card that small? Indeed they did. Such pretty handwriting as well. Ahem. In any case, I trust you understand the predicament that I found myself in now? You need someone on guard duty to prevent the items from being stolen. I'm surprised he caught all of that. So quick on the uptake. Yes, that is exactly it. Unfortunately, I'm not exactly in a position to contact the authorities directly. We have a new collection on the way, and any scene caused now might be enough to convince our backers to let us go. So subtlety is name of game. I don't think you'll find any here. Not with Raoul's tight rubber suit. What are you thinking, Milo? I suggest doing plainclothes reconnaissance to ascertain threat and secure perimeter before making rash decisions. It could very well be children's prank, but we will have to be ready if situation goes south. Dusk Hound can go. What? Are you sure? Come on, Milo. He's just a recon. Spot's got ears and eyes, doesn't he? It'll be a good opportunity to see what he's made of. If the syndicate does show up, we'll be right behind them. He points behind him, to the drawing. I still have a project that I need to get back to. Your opinion, Dusk Hound? My very first mission is to protect millions of euros worth of art. How exactly do I do recon? Our training didn't quite cover that. Not to worry, Mr. DeRoy. It is actually quite a simple matter. All you need to do is scout around the gallery and report any suspicious activity. Keep a particularly close watch on the money talks gown. It is easily the single most valuable item in our collection at this time. You've already had a run-in with a member of the Saltwater Syndicate, though not a particularly gifted one, so you know what to look out for. They're not all gonna talk like pirates, are they? And if I see anything suspicious, I just report back over the radio? Precisely. We will monitor situation and take action when needed. Avoid physical confrontation if possible. You are not ready. As much as that stings, it's probably true. If I'm just playing undercover security guard, I think I'll be okay. Wonderful. I'm sure you'll do a splendid job, Mr. Dusk Hound. She giggles. Is my codename that funny? All of a sudden, I wonder if I should have listened to some of Milo's suggestions after all. Oh heavens, no. It's all just so very exciting. It reminds me of when I first met Mimi. Well then, I shall leave the gallery in your very capable hands. With that, she closes the call. Milo turns to me immediately. Before you go, let me give you your earpiece for radio contact. He takes out a little box from one of the large cabinets and hands me a small device. It just looks like a regular earbud. It has a small switch and a big button in the middle. Turn on, switch to establish radio connection. After that, simply push to talk. I put it in my ear, though I leave it off for now. If I didn't feel like a spy before, I sure as hell do now. Good luck in the mission, Duskhound. I believe in you. Raoul gives me a firm pat on the shoulder before returning to his sketchbook. I leave Milo and Raoul to their tasks and make my way out of the mansion. Milo was kind enough to arrange a fancy new bicycle for me, but I'm sure that he just wants me to get more exercise. It's nice to have a reliable mode of transportation again, though. Shippersburg has always had amazing bike infrastructure, and biking is usually almost as fast as driving, especially during rush hour. There are dedicated bike highways completely free of car traffic that connect the city center to all major districts. The only method of transportation that's more efficient is taking the underwater trains, but I'm not made of money. I'm about to hop on my bike when I realize that I'm all alone on this mission. I wonder if it'd be okay if I brought someone along. It's only recon, right? I'll look less conspicuous if I have a friend with me to check out the gallery. More importantly, it might actually steal my nerves. My mind immediately goes to Lou. For one, they love art. At the very least, they love the idea of loving art, and I'm fairly sure that they're off work today. I'll give them a call. Like this? No, you're doing it all wrong. It's supposed to go on the other way around. It's 25, not 52. Mind moving the ladder a wee bit? I can't reach the bloody thing from here. And just where are the balloons? Where'd you put them last time? If I knew that, I wouldn't be bloody looking for him, would I? Am I interrupting something? Sorry, hey Alex, we're having a little moment. Oh, is that L? LOL? Willie says hello. Hey Lou, do you have some free time right now? There is a little something that I wanted to do and I could use your company. What is it? It's a surprise. I hate surprises. Okay, I wanted to check out the Opeged. Oh, I'd love to. I think we're due for a break right now anyway. They lower their voice. Willie's about to throw his back out over here. I heard that. Cool, I'll meet you at the hand then. See you there. The hand is a mess. I knew William would be preparing for the anniversary, but I had no idea that it'd be this much of a war zone. There's flags and empty balloons all over the place, with Lou and William standing together at the heart of the chaos. Hey there, love what you done with the place. Al, just the bloke that I wanted to see. I need someone with lips to give me a blow. Lips? He keeps popping the balloons. They weren't made for sharp beaks. Discrimination, I say. I see. I'd be happy to help out later, if that's okay. I already made some plans. Right, Lou did tell me that you were headed somewhere. Better be someplace safe. Whole district's in a tizzy after what happened at Mr. Brown's place. Saltwater Syndicate's been causing a whole bunch of problems lately. They have. You don't know the half of it. Yeah, but isn't it mostly big heists? Robbing an old lady doesn't seem like their kind of thing. I'm just glad that she's okay. She's the guest of honor at the party tomorrow. Guest of honor, huh? Fancy. I thought you put on the mother hen act and call it a day. Mother hen? Shy, I have to see if the dress still fits. He runs off into the storage room while Lou laughs. We'll be away for a bit. Alright, but if this corset rips because you wouldn't help me put it on, I'll put it on your tab. Lou and I get off at the tram stop near the art gallery. It's a majestic building sandwiched in between rows of fancy townhouses that are all at least 150 years old. Some are a little slanted. Rumor has it that a distant relative of the Batavian royal family used to live in one of them until recently. My companion has assured me, however, that it's just a ruse to draw more people to the area. No doubt to spend money at all the fancy brand stores. I'm sure that they researched the matter at length to come to that conclusion, so I'm not gonna question it. Even as we're walking, they're strolling through Opeged's website, no doubt checking out what they have on display. That is a very hard word to pronounce. Opeged. I have to say, Al, I'm surprised you of all people would want to go to an art gallery. Your dinosaur speech last week really opened my eyes, so I'm trying to be more mature. Really now? No, I ran into the curator of the gallery last week. Quite literally. She gave me tickets and said that I should check it out. In all honesty, I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't at least a little curious about the money Tox gown Fenna mentioned. Besides, if I'm gonna be old, I can at least pretend to be cultured like you. But isn't it closed right now? Website says that they're doing some renovations. Oh, she gave me, special access tickets. Wow, look at you, making friends in high places, huh? You, could say that. I better not tell them that I met the CEO too. That would be all over the internet in minutes. Lucky bastard, the most expensive thing that I ever got for free was a sample at the perfume counter. They wave their hand, closing the holographic screen in front of them as we near a pedestrian walking. While we wait for the light to turn green next to a heavily made-up tapir lady, Lou finally turns to me. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but how are you holding up, Al? You know, with the job situation? I was hoping to help you look for something new, but I haven't seen you at the hand, and we're barely even texted. Got caught up with the kids myself, too. I guess I did kinda leave in a hurry after our little night out. Sorry, I've been recovering from That Fish Ain't My Mother. It left a really big impression. I think that one review was putting it lightly, to be honest. I don't think I could ever unsee that scene where the lady gives birth to singing fish eggs. What did I tell you? Cult classic. True. Only a cult could appreciate that kind of imagery. Really though, I've been doing great. Already got something new, I think. Just got through my orientation earlier this week. That's fast. What's the gig? I can feel myself sweating a little. Quick, Alex, make something up. I'm working as a cleaner. I clean things. My eyes meet Lou's for the briefest of moments, just to see if they're buying it. Clean what? Houses? Streets? Crime scenes? Shit, I knew it that I should have prepared a more convincing story ahead of time. Get it together. You know that they can smell fear. It's a private, residential thing. Look, the lights turn green. We should walk now. Don't want to keep the cars waiting. I hurriedly waddle down the crossing. Lou quirks a brow at me, but follows anyway. You're not ashamed, are you? And there it is, my golden ticket. I slow down my pace enough for Lou to catch up. I kinda took this new job out of desperation. It's not exactly the kind of career move you shout from the rooftops. Lou puts their paw on my shoulder. Being a cleaner is a perfectly normal profession. My cousin's friend's uncle's girlfriend's neighbor's former lover makes a fortune off of it. Or are you cleaning, like, sex stores or something? No, not sex stores. Just houses. Even if you were, there's no shame in it. I'm glad you've, found something. Thanks, Lou. Someday I'll tell them the whole truth. For now, half of one will do. Not that they'd ever believe me. Hell, I have trouble believing it myself. So this is the Opeged. It's even bigger on the inside, with a vastly more modern decor that I'd ever pictured when I heard the words art gallery. I was expecting stuffy dark rooms with snobs scoffing at paintings, but this place is open, well lit, immaculately clean, and smells like mint and flowers. There's so much on display here that I don't even know where to look. Judging by the expression on their face, I think Lou feels the same. Still, I can't let down my guard. Lots of stuff means a lot of potential targets for the syndicate. Look at all these works, Alex. Just one of those paintings costs more than we'll ever make in our entire lives. I don't know whether it's impressive or depressing, but you're probably right. Though with my new job, I might be able to pay one off in 5 lifetimes instead of 10. Oh, I've seen an article about that one, and that one was in a video. But that one's just a blank canvas. It's not just a blank canvas, Alex. Art always has a meaning behind it, intent. It's all about how you perceive it. Maybe the canvas represents a certain kind of emptiness the artist felt, a lack of passion. Oh no, I think Lou's already started breathing in paint fumes. That's just a canvas we leave out for the children to practice on. Fenna comes walking over to us, a little clipboard in hand, looking as refined, as regal as ever. You'd never guess that she was in a crisis of any sort. Lou's eyes flick between me and her, muzzle parted slightly. Hey, hello, Miss Fenna. It's a pleasure seeing you again, Mr. DeRoy, and look, you've managed to remain on your feet this time. The Sphinx cat nudges me with their elbow. Are you gonna introduce me, or... Oh, Fenna, this is my friend Lou. They're a big fan. Lou, this is Fenna. The curator, right? Yes, indeed. Pleased to make your acquaintance. You must have your paws full. This place is huge. It's quite the responsibility, yes, but it's one that I happily bear. The arts are as important to me as living and breathing. I guess eating and sleeping aren't exactly priorities for her. It's a joy to be able to share the passion with the world. Lou mutters under their breath. I bet it makes you a pretty penny too. Lou. Now, the art you see here has all been graciously donated to us by lovely artists from all around the world. I take it that you want to see the Money Talks gown. It is considered the pride of our collection, after all. I'm dying to take a closer look. That is technically what I'm here for. If that thing gets stolen, then I'll probably be out of a job again. I'm more interested in the Van Hallowig myself. Ah, I can imagine. We did have it on loan from the royal family after all. Could you tell me where we can find it? It's no longer in our collection as of this week, I'm afraid. You're kidding me. Why? Our backers deemed it not interesting enough for the general public anymore. According to them, guests these days are looking for excitement, to be dazzled, and supposedly there's a little excitement to be found in paintings from the 1800s. And you're cool with that? Fenna looks away in the direction of the Money Talks gown. There's a kernel of truth to be found in their opinion, to be sure. It's important that we keep funds and interest up. A portion of our earnings goes to the charity, though far less than I'd personally prefer. What kind of charities do you guys support? This month we're supporting the Foundation for Anglerfish with Dim Lights. Never heard of that one. Which is why it's a matter deserving of more attention. What are you gonna do, buy them all flashlights? Lou, would you mind if I borrowed Alex for a little while? We won't be long. Oh, sure. I'll go check out the statues and sculptures in the meantime. They say that so confidently, but the look on their face only spells confusion. Don't go checking out that gown without me, you hear? I wouldn't dare. They definitely would. I wave at them as Fenna beckons me around the corner and into a hallway. We pass a janitor wearing a fishbowl helmet, who gives us a bit of an odd look. It makes me uncomfortable. The art on display further down the halls is very bold. Let's just say that. The canvases look less like someone painted on them and more like someone threw up on them. If I'd known messy stains like this went for billions, I'd sell them Max's Laundry. The Garden of Pleasure and Sin, Edward Old Mullen, 1767. Ah! That just about gave me a heart attack. Following his departure from Batavia in 1760, Old Mullen's environs were not the only thing that changed. The Garden of Pleasure and Sin was his bold first step into a new style, and is widely regarded as his magnum opus today. The brushstrokes represent... How long is this gonna go on for? Oh, this is just our new state-of-the-art audio tour. There's sensors behind the paintings that get triggered as you walk past. It's quite a delight, really. In what universe would anyone find that delightful? The impeccable craftsmanship is further illustrated by his creative use of what some sources say was his own blood. It's very informative. You think so? I had the pleasure of providing some of the audio myself. But that is not why I brought you here. She looks left, then right, and pushes her glasses up her snout. We've closed for the general public today, but there's still been no sign of the Saltwater Syndicate. Maybe it was a prank after all? I find that hard to believe. As long as I'm still getting paid, I'm happy. She takes the calling card from earlier out of her purse. After what Mimi said regarding its potential authenticity or lack thereof, I was rather curious myself. So I phoned a friend who just so happens to have access to the evidence archives at the local police station. Is that even legal? And how does she get the friend like that in the first place? The handwriting matches the one on the calling cards sent to Mr. Ahab's previous victims perfectly. I shrug. It could still be a fake. I forged my parents' signatures to get out of school stuff all the time when I was a kid. I was pretty good at it too. Of course, I also got in trouble for it more times than I can count. Mr. DeRoy, I'm a curator working for an art gallery. We deal with works that are worth thousands, if not millions, every day. If there's anything that I'm good at, it's spotting a forgery. They will be coming. Not a single establishment that was sent a card like this was left unscathed. Is there anything else that you could tell me about the syndicate? Only what was in the papers. That'll do. I don't really read papers. Who needs them with never-ending gossip machines like Lou around? Supposedly the Saltwater Syndicate engages in heists, thievery, and plain old privateering, the likes of which haven't been seen in Batavia in a long time. I didn't know that they were so organized. I was expecting silly pirates, not the fish mafia. The Dawn Hound called them a little crew. That is partly true. Their numbers aren't exactly what one would call large, even though their leader most certainly is. However, they make up for it in efficiency and cunning, which is why I called your employer. I cannot risk a single item being stolen or damaged. I trust you understand. We might have a state-of-the-art alarm system, but so did all of the other targets. And I'm supposed to prevent this heist all by my lonesome? No pressure. I'm new at this, but I'll do what I can. If I see anything off, I'll call for backup. It's the only way that I can handle this, really. You're starting to sound like a real hero, Mr. I mean, Dusk Hound. And with Mr. Dawn Hound and Mimi for backup, you absolutely needn't fret. Why do you keep calling him Mimi? And how are you getting away with it in the first place? Oh, that? I had the pleasure of getting to know Mr. Drozdov many years ago at the Shippersburg Tea Academy. An academy? For tea making? Learning how to brew the perfect cup takes time and effort, Mr. DeRoy. I wonder if this means William went to some sort of coffee academy. I know at first glances Mimi doesn't seem like the kind of man to frequent such a place. Fenna is practically bouncing with delight. But he has quite the delicate side, as I'm sure that you're aware. I cannot say that I am. As far as I can tell, he's about as delicate as a steamroller. I think being the only man in the class caught him off guard a bit. Flustered as he was, he stuttered when he tried to introduce himself. We simply could not resist the urge to make a lovely nickname out of it. She giggles and smiles as she says it. Are we talking about the same Milo? You should ask him about it. He ended up being best in class in the end. I'll consider it if I ever get tired of my arms being attached to my body. For my own safety, I think I'll take your word for it. I suppose I'd best get to scouting out the place. I know you'll be working, but I hope that you'll enjoy the art on display as well. I'll give it a look-see, thanks. I'm the one that should be thanking you. I appreciate all you're doing, Mr. DeRoy. I have faith in you. She smiles, even though my nerves refuse to let me. I try to look her in the eye and smile back. I got this. I don't. What would Raoul say in the situation? Have no fear, citizen. Duskhound is on the case. She claps her hands together in excitement. Splendid. Absolutely marvelous. Though may I suggest working on your pose a little? You seem a bit stiff. Probably because of the bruise that I sustained wrestling a deadly butler for hours. Still, she seems convinced enough, waving a hand at me as she walks off. While some called him a witch, modern scholars believed his style was influenced by his peers, who used their own blood too. Right, I better go too. Alright, mission, recon start. I say that, but I don't really know what I'm looking for. If I was running a motley crew of art thieves with a pirate fetish, what would I tell them to steal, and how would I prepare? If Max were here, I'm sure that he'd tell me how they did it in the Phantom Thief Casino. But he's not, so I'll have to leave it up to the whims of fate. I suppose that I'd want to know the lay of the land first. Let's start there. The gallery has two main public floors with actual works of art. There's a skylight above the atrium. Lots of hallways leading to different exhibits. This would be the perfect place for a dramatic exit. I picture myself, loot secured, and busting through the windows and vanishing into the night sky without a trace. But I doubt the Syndicate would be dumb enough to try something that conspicuous. Unless making my job easier is part of their code. The second floor is basically a loft with a clear view of everything else. Another janitor, a parrot with brightly colored feathers, appears to be doing a sweep up there. With this many janitors around, it'd be hard to be stealthy. He's looking at me rather intently. I suppose that it's unusual for there to be that many people in here after closing. I decide to check for back entrances or emergency exits. Along the way, I scan the various paintings, sculptures, and other art pieces on display. Some of it's even interactive. I have absolutely no idea how to tell priceless from worthless. But since the Syndicate declared their heist so brazenly, maybe they left some clues as to what they're aiming to steal other than Money Talks gown. Whoa, this one's huge. I never seen a statue quite like this before. Big, and wide, and buff. And it smells of tropical fruits. I'm compelled to give it a poke. Har 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 har. I'm no statue, laddie, but flattered all the same. It talks. I look up at the huge whale. Sure enough, he's breathing, blinking, smirking. And almost twice my height. This man could crush me with a finger. I don't know whether that conclusion terrifies me or turns me on. I mean, sorry. I'm sorry for poking you. 'Tis all well you did, Boyle. I nearly stepped on you. Please do. Heh, you should see the look on your face. I'm sorry. I don't often get to meet... whales? I mean... I stop myself before I say anything bad. Pardon me for saying this, lad, but... don't you know we closed early today? You aren't supposed to be here. Oh, we're, special guests of Fena's. I mean, sir... I look up at him, but I can barely see past those pecs. Do those even qualify as pecs anymore? They're freaking mountains. And here I thought Raul and Milo were buff. Mistress Fena never said anything about guests. She didn't tell me either. Who are you? I be the head janitor of this here gallery. You're, doing a good job. I haven't seen a speck of dust since I walked in here. Right you are, and I intend to keep it that way, sonny. 'Tis my job to clean up and haul out rubbish that don't belong here. So let me ask again, lad. What are you doing here? It sounds like a threat, but he has a whale of a smile plastered on his face. I hope he doesn't think that I'm behind the planned heist. If he even knows anything about it. I should ask, pumping folks for intel is what they do in detective shows, right? Just gotta find an easy in. Oh, I'm just an art lover, I swear. There's a lot of, neat stuff on display here. Has anyone ever tried to, I stop realizing that only makes me sound weird and suspicious. Nick it? He laughs, voice so loud that it seems to shake the very hall we're in. 'Twould be quite the haul, and no mistake. But no ordinary thief would think to rob a place like this. Security's tighter than the Queen's undergarments. And just as pretty. Not even the Saltwater Syndicate? The whale shudders slightly, but with his massive size I can practically feel the floor vibrate. Are you daft, lad? The Saltwater Syndicate? That'd be no name to use lightly. Fena told you about the card that they got here in the mail, then. So he does know. You sound like you know them. Know them? Aye, lad, know them I do. They're a nasty sort, and you'd be wise not to cross them. Folks like those don't mess around. You could get hurt or worse. I, thought you said no thief worth his salt would rob a place like this. They're no ordinary thieves, laddie. Take it from me. You'll want to be out of here as fast as your cute wee little legs can carry you. Cute, huh? He chuckles. As a wee button. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got myself a little mess to clean up with me subordinates. I trust you'll find the exit on your own? Yes, sir. Yeah, I will. He takes a knee and I can finally look into his eyes. His big, blue, beautiful eyes. Grand, me boy, grand. He puts a big hand on my shoulder. If you're still out and about town, at, say, 11 tonight, mayhaps we could get us a little something to drink at the local pub? You mean, like a date? God, usually I'm the one asking people out. This guy's got me beat. I reach behind me to stop the tail wagging. A date. And a party to celebrate a job well done. Sure, I'd love to take you, on a date. I mean, I know a good place. Aye, a grand idea that. He grabs a piece of paper out of his pocket and hands it to me. A phone number is written down on it. Does he just carry these things all day waiting for people to take them? I'm not complaining. See ya, laddie. Don't let the shark bite ya in the bum. He turns round the corner, giving me a good view of his backside. This gig is shaping out better than I thought it would. Though it is gonna be a little difficult to focus now. I should probably head back and meet up with Lou. I find them sitting on a bench in the main hall. There you are. What took so long? Sorry, she, was just telling me where the gift shop was. You mean the really obvious one near the exit they all but corral you through? The one that's not even open right now? Honestly, maybe I should just start telling the truth at this point. I'd make myself look a lot less like a fool. Right, that one. Aw, darn, I was really hoping to buy some merch, fiddlesticks and all that. You alright? Never been better. Really? Because you're really sweaty and you keep looking over your shoulder. Oh, if you only knew. So, how were the statues? Oh, you missed a bunch. There's stuff here dating back to, like, the Middle Ages. Very fancy. And there's all these golden chandeliers and necklaces. I'm pretty sure if you melted them all down that you can make a big statue like the one at the City Hall. You must be in your element then. I'm in Nirvana. I might as well ask, right? Glad you're having fun. You haven't seen or heard anything weird then. I'm looking at you right now. They grin. No, I mean weird. Who's asking? Fenna said that there were some, rowdy tourists walking around. This is Shippersburg, Alex. There's rowdy tourists everywhere. Especially rowdy. Oh. Well, there was this one thing that I noticed. Not tourists, but I've seen a couple janitors going around. They shake their head. Nah, it's probably nothing. Janitors? Just something that I spotted when I was walking around. There's quite a few of them. So they noticed too. At first I was like, okay, at least they're cleaning the place, but then I went to the bathroom for a bit. And when I got back out, they were cleaning the same spot for the third time. Also, they point at the Money Talks gown at the center of the large room we're in. There's a horned chameleon standing next to it, dressed in black. Even the color of his scales matches. There's a nasty-looking scowl on his face. It took you this long to get to my grand entrance? Hey, don't butt into my story. Can we please just fight him? I am inclined to agree. Not you too. I would rather not miss episodes of Anclados de Amor tonight. Neither would I. Get to the point already. As I was saying, like I said before, there is a nasty-looking scowl on his face. Is he staff? That guy's been standing there for a solid 10 minutes. I know it's the centerpiece of the collection, but geez. Also, have you looked at the gown? I swear it looks different in the photos. Their whispers seem to catch the horned chameleon's attention, who somehow manages to wriggle his hands into his pockets and scamper off into the hallway. Where I spot another janitor waiting. The two exchange words before the janitor looks in our direction. My blood goes cold as I recognize the jacket that he's wearing. I can smell a hint of the spicy sauce from all the way over here too. It's that barracuda, Ishmael. So that card wasn't a fake. They're already in here. He pulls a radio out of his jacket and talks into it, maintaining eye contact with me. He's just far enough away that I can't hear what he's saying. Then he starts walking my way. Shit. Shit, 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 shit. That means the big dude I saw earlier must be. Everything okay, Alex? We need to find somewhere to hide, and quick. What? Just listen to what I say, okay? You're serious, aren't you? Deadly. Come on. I break out into a sprint as the other janitors come out from other hallways. It's like a cleaning convention in here. I take Lou by the wrist and lead them down a corridor. I gotta find a place where they'll be safe, where no one would ever look. Right, the politicians through the age exhibit. I finally come to a stop next to a bust of a guy with the sourest expression that I've ever seen. This place is about to get robbed. One of the janitors was the dude from the store the other day. You mean the guy who tried to rob Mr. Brown? Yeah, it's a saltwater syndicate. So we're stuck in here with a gang of thieves? I'll call for help. I'll take care of it. You stay here. Don't be stupid, Al. You can't take a robbers on your own. I might not be able to, but I know someone who is. If you see Fenna, tell her I'm on it. I give them a pat on the back and head deeper into the gallery. You know splitting up usually gets people killed in horror movies, right? Idiot. I didn't think the syndicate would be making their move this soon. I run out of the exhibit. Lou will be safe, I hope, but the syndicate is still on my tail. I need to shake them off and find a place where I can call Raul and Milo. They'll know what to do for sure. Hey, Spotty, stop right there, you land-lubbing dog. I still got a score to settle with ya. I enter the nearest bathroom and barricade the door with a trash can. Footsteps sound just outside the door. Looks like they didn't see me go in here. That should buy me some extra time. It's surprisingly clean for a public space. I guess the janitors must have been here too. As awkward as it is, I quickly check the stalls to make sure that no one else is around. I slip into the last one and close the door as quietly as I can. I've been wearing this earpiece Milo gave me this entire time. What did he say again? Just flip the switch to establish the connection, then push to talk? I sit down to steady my nerves. This toilet seat is freezing cold. Hello? What do they usually say in the movies? Do you copy? Over? The line cracks, followed by a familiar voice. Thus count. What is current status? Milo's voice comes in loud and clear, emphasis on the loud. I almost fall right off the toilet seat. Does count requesting immediate backup. Fish are in the... they're in the net. I sigh. Screw this. They're here. They're pretending to be staff. Milo is quiet for a moment, then I hear an eerie chuckle. Ingenious approach. Most likely infiltrated before gallery even opened. We can give them a big pat on the back once I'm out of the gallery currently crawling with thieves. You actually called just in time, Spot. I got something with your name on it. Well, it doesn't actually have your name on it. Yet. Over. Do you want your name on it? Over? I'm stuck here. They'll see me if I try to leave. Oh, that? Hold on. Give me one moment. Over. Master Pervard, please don't. The line crackles and I hear something click in place behind me. When I take a look, a section of the tile seems to be shaking. I'm moving, too. The toilet is moving. What did you do? Hold on tight. It's going to be a bumpy ride. As if on cue, the wall suddenly lowers into the ground. I have little time to comprehend it before the toilet flips onto its back, tossing me into a black void. It's a surface below me, some sort of slide, but it's an almost vertical drop. I scream as loud as my lungs let me. Is this going to happen every time? I turn and brace myself. I don't want to break my neck when I hit the ground. And hit the ground I do. Hard. Ow. Even the softness of the mat is like a punch to the gut. I struggle to get up to my feet. When I do, I realize my pants are wet as can be. Of course, toilet water. And that's where I'm gonna leave it for today. So, a couple of things happened. Alex's friend seems to be in trouble because Alex decided to bring him or them to the gallery, for the little recon job, but unfortunately, Alex wasn't bright enough to realize that, maybe I shouldn't bring a friend over because I'm not going to be able to, defend them right now. They're basically stuck inside the art gallery while, the syndicate is basically robbing the place. And obviously, the syndicate was already there pretending to be janitors. I guess to case the joint and basically just, be in a perfect spot in order to steal the painting. Well, not the painting, the dress. I don't know why I said painting. But yeah. Also, the little montage where they're showing Alex his costume or his potential costumes. It's like, yeah, no, none of these are all right. And it's kind of funny how Brevard would draw them out with like crayon like a little kid. I guess it kind of like nails down that although he is somewhat prepared for the thing that he's trying to do, which is to be a costumed hero, and he even has his little Alfred, the butler, the crow, that it's still probably sort of like wish fulfillment. Like, hey, I want to be a superhero like the guys in these comic books that I read. And I guess rather than saying no, he just prepared him and said like, well, don't die out there. But anyways, yeah. It's kind of what they're doing with Alex now too. But yeah. Anywho, so for now I have to separate this into 2 episodes because it comes out to be like 2 hours and 33 minutes. So yeah, this is the first part, and I think I'm gonna release the second part of issue 2 on Friday because statistically Wednesday isn't such a good day for uploads. So yeah, look forward to the next part on Friday. I know, you guys have to wait an extra few days, but I'll put something as a buffer for Wednesday for now. Probably something VR horror related, something that I wanted to do for a while. It's a short little game that you guys might enjoy, or at least you might enjoy me getting scared or something. Anyways, but yeah, so yeah, look forward to the next part of issue 2 on Friday. And thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Glory Hounds yourself, you can find it over on itch, and you can find a direct link to the itch page from the Echo Project Twitter page, which I will link down in the description, along with the Patreon in case you want to support the whole of Echo Project, which includes all of their ongoing visual novels and pretty much everything. And if you do, you get early access to pretty much all of them as they are, released for Patreon, because, I get early access because I subscribe to their Patreon. So I got this before everyone else did. Well, before most everyone else did that isn't supporting Echo Project. But yeah, also I had to record this from the Patreon update, which means it doesn't include the little tweaks and fixes that they've recently released as of March 12th, because I'm kind of pressed for time right now, so I have to record whenever I can. So when it released originally for public, I wouldn't be able to record it, so yeah, I had to record it when I could. So I'm sorry to Red and Saber. I had to record for the Patreon one. If there's anything missing, then I'm sorry. Anyways, but I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.